If you're looking for films that are a bit or a lot off-center, you've come to the right place.
Close your eyes. Yeah, good boy.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 weird movies.
I'm singing in the road, just singing in the road.
For this list, we'll be looking at films that contain traditional elements, but heavily feature strange or bizarre components or storytelling. Films that are more avant-garde, for example, Begotten, and that don't feature any typical storytelling do not qualify. Number 10, Inland Empire. In this mystery film's lead role, Laura Dern plays an actress who's believed to be cursed following the revelation that the two former lead actors of the films she's been shooting had been murdered.
Is there a murder in your film?
No, that's not part of the story.
After she begins to become more and more like her character, she also begins to lose her grasp on reality.
People having weird dreams and seeing things that wasn't there.
Initially shot as a series of separate scenes, writer and director David Lynch realized that there were recurring themes between them and developed Dern's character and confusion to allow her to play a role in each sequence.
I'm not who you think I am.
The weird really hits its peak when she plays a tearful woman watching a sitcom on TV focused on a room full of rabbits.
It was red.
Number 8, Synecdoche, New York.
I want to bring my production to New York and to get it seen by people, you know, matter.
This postmodern drama tells the story of a theater director who finds himself in the middle of a seismic change in his life and who is given seemingly endless funds that allow him to create a whole new world for himself and his interests.
I will have someone play me to delve into the murky, cowardly depths of my lonely, f***ed up being.
Recreating New York as he sees it in a gigantic warehouse, Caden Cotard populates his city with representations of the people in his life, including himself, and has his characters live out their lives in a never-ending play.
Yeah, the end is built into the beginning.
Never seeking to create logic in the film's story, Synecdoche director Charlie Kaufman instead wallows in the absurdity.
It'd be fun.
Be weird.
I like weird.
Number 8, Being John Malkovich.
Welcome to the 7.5 floor of the Merton Plummer Building.
When a movie's protagonist starts working at a company that operates on a building floor that appears to be designed for little people, and thus has to spend his working hours perpetually bent over, you know that this is not going to be a typical film.
It's a portal, and it takes you inside John Malkovich.
In this fantasy comedy, while working at said company, Craig Schwartz finds a door that eventually allows him to take control of the body of real-life actor John Malkovich.
I'm sure you're not going crazy.
You don't understand, man. It's like nothing I've ever felt.
Yeah, yada, yada, yada. Were you stoned?
Yes. Yes, Jesus.
If that wasn't bizarre enough already, the love story that develops is all too weird, but somehow relatable.
You see the world through John Malkovich's eyes, and then after about 15 minutes, you're spit out into a ditch on the side of the New Jersey Turnpike.
Sounds great.
Packed to the gills with eccentric imagery, everything we see ultimately serves the plot of Spike Jonze's masterpiece of a film.
It's my head, Schwartz. It's my head. I will see you in court.
Number 7, Naked Lunch.
My book. Yeah, the one you've been calling Naked Lunch.
In this David Cronenberg sci-fi drama, an exterminator and his wife become addicted to a chemical that he uses to kill insects.
My job. I use it to kill bugs.
It says it kills bugs.
The exposure to the bug powder causes him to hallucinate and later accidentally kill his wife.
Your wife is not really your wife. She is an agent of Interzone Incorporated. You must kill her.
As is to be expected, their lives are never the same again.
Thought you were finished with doing weird stuff.
I thought I was too, but I guess I'm not.
Delving further into the new fantasy world his addiction has unveiled to him, he comes to see himself as a secret agent who's trying to find his way out of a conspiracy while reporting to strange creatures.
He's called Mugwump.
Perhaps the most unsettling moment of all is when we're first introduced to the insect-like typewriter that William Lee uses to type up his findings. Number 6, La Montaña Sagrada.
In all traditions, they speak of holy mountains.
In order to make this film, whose title translates to The Holy or Sacred Mountain, its director, Alejandro Jodorowsky, claims to have gone a week without sleep and took LSD for the first time.
The philosophical stone of the alchemists was LSD.
While this kind of preparation might not make sense for most films, after viewing this surreal fantasy work, we totally get it.
There are many other holy mountains. The legend is always the same. 9 immortal men live on top of the mountain.
Explaining its plot may be near impossible, but all we will say is that it involves a thief who looks like Christ and his limbless little person companion traveling through a strange city. Actually, strange may be an understatement. Number 5, Rubber. Going back to Monty Python and the Holy Grail's Killer Rabbit of Kair Bagnog, the history of cinema has included some unlikely killers.
Look, that rabbit's got a vicious streak a mile wide. It's a killer.
But this film arguably takes the cake.
Oh God, the kid was right. The killer is a tire.
After a tire comes to life, it begins to roll around, pulsate, and acquires the ability to blow up people's heads. This discovery is the catalyst to an unusual killing spree like you've never seen before. All the while, a group of onlookers with binoculars observes the chaos that the tire instigates as though they're watching a film.
This is the first time in my life I identify with a tire.
Number 4, Pink Flamingos.
I'm gonna make mine hot pink with a DA with Elvis Presley's sideburns.
Filmed for a mere $10,000, this John Waters film has garnered more of a reputation for controversy than nearly any film ever made.
I'm in here! I hear the Eggman! In here, Mr. Eggman! Eggs! Eggs! Oh, help! God! God!
Starring Divine as the supposed winner of the title of Filthiest Person Alive, the black comedy largely surrounds a competition between her and another group that is attempting to outdo her filthiness.
How disgusting! Get this table soaking wet!
Oh, Mama, this is gonna work.
Devolving into depravity that was completely new to most viewers, Pink Flamingos is not for the weak stomach or those who are looking for a traditional film.
This is a direct attack on my divinity, a direct attack on the peace and harmony of our last few weeks here, an outrageous attempt to humiliate and disgrace my private life. Someone will pay for this. Someone will pay with their life for this grossly offensive act.
Number 3, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Here!
In the 90s, when you hired Johnny Depp to star in your film, you were purchasing a rabid female following that lusted after the star along with him.
Someone was looking for you.
No, we haven't done anything yet. Move!
I can handle this.
Eschewing that entirely, this dark comedy stripped the actor of his looks and likability by casting him as a journalist on the bender of all benders while attempting to cover a motorcycle race.
Hell, just a minute ago, you were asking me to kill you. Now you want to kill me. What I should do, goddammit, is call the fucking police!
Told from Raoul Duke's vantage point, in this Terry Gilliam adaptation of the Hunter S. Thompson novel, we are treated to a series of hallucinations as he and his attorney search for the secret of the American dream at the bottom of a bottle.
A whole galaxy of multicolored uppers, downers, screamers, laughers. Also a quarter tequila, quarter rum, case of beer, pint of raw ether, and 24 amyls.
Number 2, Brazil. In a society akin to the one featuring Big Brother from the novel 1984, a workaday bureaucrat becomes entranced with a neighbor of a recently deceased, suspected terrorist and becomes an enemy of the state in the process.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Good looking, sexy. Just my type.
I don't believe you.
It's the visual style of director Terry Gilliam that really lands this science fiction fantasy on this list, as seemingly mundane moments like a plastic surgeon at work become incredibly marked on viewers' minds.
Sam, it's time for you to grow up and accept responsibility. Your poor father would be appalled at your lack of promotion.
Turning an actor like Robert De Niro, known principally for tough guy roles at the time, into a kooky suspected terrorist is another masterstroke by the director of this offbeat film.
Oh, well, thanks. Listen, kid, we're all in this together.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
I have so much strength in me, you have no idea. I have a love in my life. It makes me stronger than anything you can imagine.
Videodrome is death.
Is the night that my beautiful creature is destined to be born!
Number 1, Eraserhead.
Thank you very much.
Arguably the godfather of weird cinema, it was a natural fit that director David Lynch's first feature-length film finds itself at the top of our list.
Do I just cut them up like regular chickens?
Sure, just cut them up like regular chickens.
Produced over 5 years, Eraserhead introduces the character of Henry and his surroundings, which include his reptilian-looking son and strange-looking woman who sings to him from his radiator where she lives.
In heaven, everything is fine.
Though his other works, like the trippy 2001 film Mulholland Drive, are weird in their own right,
That means we should...
Yes.
it's this surrealist body horror flick that weirds us, and so many others, out the most. Do you agree with our list?
I am completely at peace with myself. Totally happy.
Which movie do you think is the weirdest?
Jeez, you think you're gonna shut up sometimes and let us watch in peace? I can't stand it.
For more crazy top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
We'll protect you.